Hi, my name is Brian Knaus, and I'm introducing the DiaMedic product, a personal assistant that helps you maintain, regulate, and respond to type 2 diabetes. DiaMedic's a cloud software product that leverages a conversational interface to make the maintenance and understanding of your type 2 diabetic condition much easier on the human patient. And DiaMedic does this through a couple ways, but mostly just leverages better access, understanding, and predictive abilities of data from your condition. So there are really three areas that DiaMedic focuses on. The first is knowledge. We provide several tools to give you in-depth knowledge into your diet, what you're eating, potentially things you may be interested in eating, but also DiaMedic's able to accumulate this knowledge over time, and it can leverage that knowledge to improve the product and make it more personal to your condition. Additionally, DiaMedic focuses on skill. How do we use that data and information to better provide you a treatment for your condition? So DiaMedic not only has a large pool of information at its disposal to treat type 2 diabetes effectively, but it can particularly watch your vitals, your biological status, and your food intake over time to improve its treatment capability and make it more personalized to your situation. Lastly, DiaMedic focuses on support. Because we're able to track the status of type 2 diabetes for individual patients, we can also have DiaMedic fire off automated communications. For example, in the event of emergency or some other situation and relevant parties need to be contacted and spoken to, DiaMedic is able to do that. So I'm going to run through briefly the product and show you guys a couple things it's capable of. So we're going to start with the sugar index, and what the sugar index is, this is our massive database of nutritional information. And the sugar index allows us to look through various foods and get a better insight into how this might affect our diabetes condition. So just to start, I'm going to search for an item here. Chocolate cake. And this provides me a coefficient of a couple things taken into account, including sugar, but also fiber and carbohydrates. And we get a coefficient that gives us a general idea of, how concerned should we be about this particular food. Sugar index also is capable of recommending lower sugar alternatives. So if this particular type or item isn't maybe good for our condition, there are others we can look into. So this sugar index tool really helps us understand our diet and what foods are going into our body. The second piece of DiaMedic enables us to track through, say, an insulin pump or a continuous glucose monitor. We're able to API into these devices to get better and continuous information about our vital biological statistics. Additionally, because we know that and we can pair that with the sugar index, we're able to leverage these two sets of data effectively to provide a very targeted solution. I'm going to show you a couple examples of things you may like to say or use DiaMedic for right now, but there are certainly others you can play with. To start, we can just ask for help. Can you help me?
Here are some sample commands. If you need more specific help, just ask.
So these are some things you can ask DiaMedic, and we're adding more to these every day, so this is going to expand, but we're going to run through a few of these now. What's my average?
You are averaging within your equilibrium zone the last 3 days.
So I can ask it general questions, and it can provide general answers based on the data it understands. If I just want, something simple like, hey, am I doing all right? I can ask that. But let's ask something more specific, like, how has my last day been?
The last day has been exceptionally stable.
Okay, so that's good to know. So let's drill down even further, and let's say, because I've been stable, I'm interested in possibly having a dessert, and I want to know how that's going to affect me. Am I able to have a dessert after dinner?
Yes, you can have a dessert.
Okay, so DiaMedic knows my last several hours or days of health status. Additionally, it can parse the food going into my body, and it's able to make this answer. Now let's get really specific and give it a particular type of dessert. Hey, can I have a milkshake from Shake Shack tonight?
Yes, a milkshake from Shake Shack is okay.
So because we have a massive database of nutritional information with the sugar index, we can actually query particular food items from particular places. And this is really helpful to diabetics who aren't constrained to the small pools of food items that most food databases are in their insulin pumps. So, okay, so let's go have this milkshake, and let's just let DiaMedic know that that's going to happen. Hey, I'm going to have this snack, so can you just keep me aware of any spikes in my glucose level?
I will be watching closely.
Great. And what's my current status for my glucose level right now?
100 milligrams per deciliter.
Thanks.
Anytime.
So, DiaMedic makes it really easy to query, understand, but also leverage information about our body and our diet to better maintain our condition. The goal of this product is to free diabetes patients from the tedious, laborious tasks of the day-to-day of dealing with the condition and automate significant parts of that so they can get back to living their lives. We're continuing to build out and update a lot of this prototype, so expect new features and functionality coming soon. Thanks.